The date was Friday, March 6, 2026, and the atmosphere within the TD Garden was absolute electric. For Boston Celtics fans, this was not just another regular season matchup against the Dallas Mavericks. This was the culmination of 298 agonizing days of waiting, of rehabilitation, and of uncertainty. The moment everyone had been dreaming of finally arrived as Jayson Tatum made his highly anticipated season debut. The six-time NBA All-Star was finally back on the hardwood nearly 10 months after his world was turned upside down during Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against the New York Knicks on May 12, 2025. That devastating moment when his right Achilles tendon ruptured seemed like a distant memory as he was introduced to the raucous home crowd at TD Garden. It marked the end of one long journey and the beginning of a new one, as Coach Joe Mazzulla perfectly described it before tip-off. Leading up to this monumental night, the drama was palpable. The initial injury report published on Thursday had listed Tatum as questionable, marking the first time all season he was anything other than out. By Friday morning, the questionable designation remained, and local media reported that Tatum was keeping to his standard routine, including a pre-game weightlifting session in the weight room area. It is a commitment he has maintained throughout his career, and this important game day was no different. Finally, the Celtics officially listed him as available early Friday afternoon, and Coach Joe Mazzulla confirmed not only would Tatum play, but he would resume his regular spot in the starting lineup. The anticipation surrounding how many minutes he would play was intense, given that he had not played a live basketball game since mid-May. Last season, he averaged over 36 minutes per game, but a heavy workload was unlikely for his debut, especially against a struggling Mavericks team. Mazzulla played his cards close to the vest, telling reporters he had no idea regarding a minutes restriction. But the training staff and coaching staff were presumably focused on ensuring he was locked in physically and mentally while prudently managing his conditioning. When the ball was finally tipped, Tatum was out there looking to establish himself early on. He recorded his first statistic of the season with an assist delivering a short pass to center Neemias Queta, who finished the play. Not long after, Tatum notched his second assist, finding Jaylen Brown for a corner three-pointer, giving the Celtics an early 5-4 lead with 8:25 remaining in the first period. Despite these early playmaker contributions, Tatum started slow as a scorer, missing his first two field goal attempts. His first stint on the court lasted nearly 6 minutes before he headed to the bench with 6:08 remaining in the opening quarter. While resting, Tatum remained active on an exercise bike behind the bench, staying warm and ready for his next opportunity. He returned to start the second quarter, replacing Baylor Shireman and trailing the Mavericks 22-21 after Peyton Pritchard had a buzzer-beating shot reviewed and overturned. Early in the second quarter, the Mavericks suffered a scare when Cooper Flagg limped off the court after splitting defenders for a drive to the basket. Flagg immediately clutched his left leg and ankle, but fortunately, he returned to the game following a timeout and did not miss significant time. Tatum continued to find his rhythm in the second period, but faced a frustrating moment with 9:10 left before halftime when he missed a driving dunk attempt. Dallas recovered the rebound, and Najee Marshall hit a two-point shot on the other end to give the Mavericks a 29-26 lead, forcing a Celtics timeout with 8:59 remaining. During that break, Neemias Queta was subbed out for Luka Garza, but Tatum remained in the game, continuing to work through the rust. He eventually checked out with 6:25 left in the first half, but returned for one final push before the intermission. That final push proved to be a turning point for Tatum and the Celtics' momentum. Just before halftime, Tatum finally broke through, scoring his very first basket of his season debut on a putback dunk that elicited a monumental reaction from the loyal TD Garden faithful. He quickly followed up that explosive play with a smooth three-point shot from the corner. We are going to take a very brief moment right here in the middle of all this incredible excitement. If you are loving this breakdown of Jayson Tatum making his spectacular season debut, please consider subscribing to the channel right now. Naturally, it also helps a ton if you hit that like button to show your support, so we can continue to bring you all the latest Boston Celtics news, schedule, roster stats, injury updates, and in-depth analysis. Thank you so much for joining our Celtics community on TH. Back of Tatum's quick 5-point burst to end the half, the Celtics head into the locker room holding a 58-53 lead over the Mavericks. Despite his frustrating start, Tatum finished the first half with 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in 14 minutes of play, shooting 2 for 8 from the field and 1 for 4 from downtown. Jaylen Brown added 10 points for Boston, while Derek White led the scoring with 13 points and 2 steals. Cooper Flagg paced Dallas in the first half with 10 points and 4 rebounds in 15 minutes of action. The third quarter began, and Jayson Tatum continued to build upon the confidence he had gathered in the closing minutes of the first half. Tatum started the third period for Boston and was looking much more aggressive as a scorer. He added several baskets early and was rapidly closing in on a statistical milestone. With 2:40 left in the third quarter, Tatum boasted an impressive line of 12 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists as the Celtics continued to dictate the pace against Dallas, while Tatum's triumphant return was dominating the headlines. A shadow fell over the Celtics' victory in the second-half center. Nikola Vučević suffered a devastating injury during the game. The team later confirmed that Vučević had fractured his right ring finger, according to ESPN's Shams. Vučević is expected to undergo a surgical procedure on Saturday to repair the damage and will miss approximately 1 month of action. This is a significant blow to the Celtics' front-court depth, especially with Tatum's reincorporation process just beginning. Nonetheless, the Celtics persevered through the final quarter on Tatum's historic night of celebration. Tatum continued to provide positive results for his team, although he sat out the final minutes of the fourth quarter. Once the victory was firmly in hand, the Boston Celtics ultimately secured a decisive 120-100 victory over the Dallas Mavericks. Jayson Tatum finished his long-awaited season debut with a magnificent double, recording 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. The TD Garden crowd erupted with love and support, appreciating not just the performance but the sheer will it took to get back onto the floor after the game. Tatum described the experience to ESPN as surreal, stating it was an emotional day for him. That emotion and relief were shared by everyone in attendance in the documentary series detailing his recovery. A moment with his doctor showed Tatum declaring, "I ain't coming back to be no role player," and his performance against Dallas proved he meant exactly that. Tatum's debut was far from the only notable performance for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown led all scorers with 24 points, while also adding 7 rebounds and 7 assists. Neemias Queta was a force in the interior, contributing a massive double-double of 16 points and 15 rebounds, further proving his worth to the rotation with Cooper. Flagg led the Mavericks with 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists in a solid effort facing the returning superstar. And despite Tatum and the training staff having previously checked off all final preparations, ensure Tatum was physically and mentally locked in with standard weightlifting sessions and close monitoring. It was always understood this reincorporation process would be a quick one, with only 20 games remaining in the regular season. Forward Sam Hauser had noted earlier Friday that the team does not have the luxury of a grace period and would need to figure things out on the fly. But with Tatum's remarkable debut now complete and the team looking mostly whole for the home stretch, the expectation is that they will quickly find their rhythm and become a legitimate contender. Once again, that reincorporation process begins now, and while fans cannot expect him to hit his career averages of 23.6 points and 7.3 rebounds and 3.8 assists overnight, his successful debut double-double is an extremely positive and encouraging indicator that the Celtics' unique championship aspirations are very much alive.